What's up, everyone? This is Gail Dudley with your News in Motion. Today is Thursday, January the 21st, 2021. It is a brand new day in America. So good morning to all of you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the day after the celebration. Good morning, Kim Keels. And what's so beautiful about it is that their work began yesterday. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Jacqueline. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Lori. Happy Thursday to you as well. Good morning, Dana. Good morning, people. Good morning, Deborah Sneak. Good morning. Good morning, Yvonne and Oscar. Good morning. Good morning, Deborah Johnson. Good morning, people. Good morning, Kim Keels again. Good morning, Demia. Good morning, Nawanda. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Jeffrey Allen James. I like to say your whole name. Good morning, Hester. Good morning, Peggy. Good morning, Latrice. Good morning, Tracy. Y'all are up, aren't y'all? Good morning, Adrian. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, be careful, girl. We got your back over here, Demia. Good morning, Pamela. Good morning, Danielle. Good morning. Good morning, Shirley. Good morning, y'all. Y'all up in here. Good morning, Kelly Lee. Good morning, Pastor Nat. Good morning, people. Y'all not playing around this morning. It's a great day in the neighborhood. Good morning. We all have to go to work. That's right, girl. Good morning, Patricia. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to everybody. Good morning, Leanne. Good morning. Good morning, people. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, Danielle. Y'all are just coming in here like boom, boom, boom. Good morning to my brother, Lil Spur. Good morning, Tony. Y'all are jamming up in here. I could be saying good morning all morning. We won't even get to the news. Good morning, Kenya. Good morning, Karen. Y'all are serious up in here today. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Good morning. Well, y'all, what a day yesterday. What a day. I cried most of the day. I just kept crying. Good morning, Philip Bridges. I just kept crying, y'all. I was just so excited. I was so overjoyed. I was so filled. Good morning, Mary Jenkins. Good morning, Joy. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. But y'all, I was so full yesterday. I was so full. I think our prayer time yesterday, I think our inspirational message yesterday just lit a fire under all of us yesterday. I just started thinking about just how good God is. And I want to say this to all of you who are a part of this family, a part of this community. You know, we've been at it. Good morning, Nikki Burton. We've been at it since the Monday after Father's Day of 2020. Over, I think, I don't know. I want to say my daughter said it's over 150 episodes now. So that's a celebration within itself. But I want to say this to all of you before I go into any notes that I have. And that is this. Good morning, Shantae. That is this. Y'all, this community, this News in Motion community, this News in Motion family, y'all, we did the work. And I started thinking about that yesterday. I was actually at one point texting between, it was me, Kenya, and Demia on one text. And then it was me, Kim Carter, and Cheryl Cosby on another text thread. Then it was me, Kim Carter, Deborah Johnson, Kelly Lee, Regina, Cheryl, and some others on a different group text. And then it was me and some other people in a group. I was like doing that, trying to feed into the blog, trying to serve on the podcast that I told y'all I was going to be on. And I was like, okay, I got to breathe for a moment. But we were all communicating in different forms and fashion. Then it hit me when one of the people on the podcast, which I told you all about, was interviewing me. They were asking how did News in Motion get started. So I told them that. Then the next question is, what did you all do specifically for the election? And I started rattling off everything this community has been doing. We were doing voter education. We were doing getting people to register to vote. We were constantly sharing information. We had every app, every tool, resources that we had. This community that has been a constant, let's say over the last 6 months, a constant 40 to 50 people, y'all, this community was rocking it. So we talk about the Stacey Abrams and the girl is off the chain.com. We talk about when we all vote. We talk about rock the vote. But y'all, we need to really think about News in Motion. Y'all, we hooked it up. We hooked it up. We did our part. We did our part. And not only did we do our part, we were sewing into making sure people were being fed. We were sewing in, making sure people were not evicted. We were sewing in, making sure that people had transportation. Y'all, we did something with 40 to 50 people. So imagine that for a moment. We don't have the 1,000, the 2,000, the 10,000. We don't have that. We are operating with a small team of people, and we rocked it out because the interviewer said, y'all did all that? And I was giving her the numbers and the information, not numbers of the viewers, but the numbers of what we raised and what we have been doing. Told them about the partnership with Aldi's, just sharing. And they were like, well, who are you? And I said, no, it's who are we? Because we are a family. So let me tell you about yesterday, then I'll get into the recap. Yesterday, y'all know that I do this from my iPhone 12, and it was a gift. My daughter's doing very well, so she gifted me the iPhone 12. So anyway, in doing this, y'all know I used my phone, and so I always have to put on the do not disturb so that calls don't come in or whatever like that. But I do get to see them through my iPad. So I forgot to put my phone on do not disturb yesterday. Totally forgot to do that. So I noticed at one point, and I don't normally look at the numbers because I don't care. I just have never been a numbers person when it comes to who's watching. I believe you can have church service with yourself and Jesus, or two, and the word says 2 or 3 gathered. So there you have it. So, I had noticed at one point that the numbers had gone up to 53 or 54 yesterday. Okay. And then all of a sudden an alert came. So it blocked out the numbers as people were coming in. So afterwards, I'm getting all of these messages saying, do you know you hit over 100 live viewers consistently yesterday? I was like, no, didn't pay any attention to it. And I purposely do not pay any attention to that. But I want to share this with you because the interviewer asked us yesterday. She said, I went back and looked at your thread and looked at your timing of how people are viewing it. She says, I'm trying to understand how you're doing what you're doing when, she goes, and no disrespect, no one really knows you. And I said to her, it's really all God, and I don't have any of the answers that you're asking me right now. I said, I don't have those answers. And then she came back and said this, and I thought this was so important, everyone. She says, you're not even fazed about this. She goes, your purpose is to give information and to have a call to action. I said, that's it. I said, actually, that's our tagline, is that we have relevant news and motion is relevant commentary with a call to action mixed with an inspirational message. And then she said, let me tell you about that inspirational message. She said, I literally took off running last week. And I said, praise God. And so I was reading some of y'all's comments yesterday because she had been reading them and I hadn't even gone through to look at them. So I was reading some of y'all's comments yesterday and I was like, wow. So Nawana, I just want to give a shout out to you, girlfriend, you got me going national. And I'm just like, I love our people that we can cheer each other on. And it's not about competition. It's not about one-upping anyone, but it's really about let's doing this as a family and togetherness. So I want to thank all of you in the comments. I had someone call us yesterday, and y'all know I promoted some of her products, Cassandra Tarver, yesterday. And she called me right after the inauguration portion was over, and she said, that's the speech, the oath part. She says, I just want to say thank you. She said, I want to say thank you because I wasn't into politics like this. I thought it wasn't even what I've come to learn listening to you and watching what you're doing and watching what you're posting. She goes, I need to pay more attention. She said, so I just want to thank you for heightening my awareness. But listen, all of you. Yes, you're right, Hester. Together we win. But listen, y'all, we cannot, the work begins today. The work actually began yesterday. And when Kamala when Madam Vice President, I got to remember they're not the first name basis anymore, was out the car and walking And one of the reporters said, Vice President, what are you doing? What's happening? She goes, I'm walking to work. And she was literally walking to work because they got to work as soon as she got there. As soon as President Joseph Biden Jr. got into the White House, he went to work. So y'all, we too, we have to keep working. So let me give y'all a recap. We had Clinton, Bush, Obama, Harris, and Biden. Clinton, boom, there you have it. They came up in there like, okay, we're here. You have Bush. I love him. Isn't it interesting how we now love Bush? There was a time I couldn't stand him. I now love Bush. Obama, girlfriend came out there with that Sergio Hudson suit on. Bam, they look good. They look good. But she was rocking that suit, y'all. Then we had Vice President Harris. She had on both Sergio Hudson and Christopher Rogers. She was clean. She was rocking it too. And y'all, please let's not forget this. Eugene Goodman was her escort all day yesterday, meaning he was just there. He was her escort. I'm saying, you know what? That man had no idea that on that day, that he got that mob to go a different direction. Even before he got to work that day, he had no idea the elevation that he was going to receive. And that should encourage all of us today. We never know what day is going to be our day of elevation. We never know that day. So don't take each day for granted. Do not take your days for granted because you never know that day of elevation is coming for you. So he was there. He was there. I was like, go on, brother, go on. He was there. And then we had the Bidens. I don't know, but y'all need to check Dr. Jill Biden. She was clean. Boom. All the way clean. Girlfriend was clean. I said, go on, Dr. Biden, go on. Now, I got to say this one last time. I just need to get it out my system one last time, y'all. Buttercup has left the building. Buttercup done packed it up. He got the word. He needed to pack it up, and now he's gone. That's enough of that. I got that out my system. Then we had Lady Gaga, who not only blew that national anthem up, but she came out just bam. I'm like, go on, Lady Gaga. Go on, do what you need to do. And she even had a gold mic. I don't know if y'all saw that. Jennifer Lopez in her all white. I never knew you could sing "This land is your land, this land is my land" like that. I just didn't know you could do that. I didn't know. I remember that when I was in elementary school on the stage singing something probably for Thanksgiving. It was probably Pilgrim's Day or something. I have no idea. But I was like, well, how is she going to rock "This land is my land, this land is your..." But she did. She did. Only she could do that. Then we got to the oath of office, y'all. When at that point, Vice President-elect stood up and put her hand on that and raised her other hand and gave that oath and repeated after the justice. I thought, I could not stop crying. I don't know about y'all, but I just could not stop crying. I was in tears. I was weeping. I was like, she looks like me. I look like her. My daughter looks like her. My daughter called. She had on all her Howard gear. She says, Mom, this is a great day. And I said, man, how do we hold on to this? There was just something about that moment. And hear me, people who do not look like us, they will never understand where we are, how we feel. So don't even try to convince them because they're not going to make the connection. They just can't do it. They can't make the connection. So here we have the highest woman in the position in the land. You know, she's the vice president of the United States of America. She holds some serious power, y'all. She holds some serious power. She's the first. She's not just the first woman. She's the first Black woman. She's the first Asian American woman. She's the first Indian American woman. She's the first. She's the first. And I love when she said she will not be the last. She will not be the last. Who knows? Some of our granddaughters or grandchildren or nieces or nephews or cousins or sisters may follow in her footsteps, y'all. That's exciting all by itself. That's exciting. Then we had the oath of President-elect at that time, Biden. And then when he said those words, and y'all want to say this too, our prayers were answered. Our prayers, I wasn't even afraid when they were up there. I remember being the first time at Obama's first inauguration. My daughter and I were there. And I was like, hurry up. I don't want you to get shot. I don't want anybody to try to shoot you. Just hurry up and get off of here. I had so much peace yesterday. The prayers of the righteous availeth much. I have so much peace yesterday. So here's some takeaways from his speech. He says, my whole soul is in this. He said, my whole soul is in this. He went on to say, we the people who seek a more perfect union. He said, we will press forward with speed and urgency. Much to repair, restore, build, heal, and gain. These were some of his words. Domestic terrorism and white supremacy, we must confront and defeat. We can deliver racial justice. He says, stop the shouting and lower the temperature. He said, let's start afresh. Hear one another, see one another, show respect to one another. He said, disagreement must not lead to disunity. We will get through this together. America has been tested, and we have come out stronger. He talked about a time for boldness. That's just a few of the things he said. His whole focus was on unity, unifying this country. And I believe with him in every fiber of my being that it can be done if we would just be still and hear the voice of God telling us which way to go. Then we had Amazing Grace by Garth Brooks. I didn't know you could sing Amazing Grace like that. And then you heard Obama in the background. Amen. I said, go on, brother. Go on. Go pass him the mic, why don't you? So we can keep it going. But when Garth Brooks asked us to wherever we were to sing, y'all don't laugh at me. I stood up and started singing Amazing Grace. Yes, I did. In my room by myself. I was singing Amazing Grace with tears flowing down my eyes. I felt that. I felt the unity. I felt a part of what was happening. And if you were watching it, I'm sure you started singing too. Tell the truth. Y'all know y'all was singing. Y'all know y'all were. And y'all then, woo, Jesus. That name will not be forgotten. Amanda Gorman. Woo, I'm going to tell a little bit about her in a little bit. So y'all hold on. I'm coming back to her. I'm not skipping over her. Then we had the closing benediction. Later on in the evening, we had the parades, the things that were going on, the virtual parades. And then we had the primetime celebration at 8:30 last night. And then I love the messages from the three former presidents, Clinton, Bush, and Obama. It was just beautiful. It was beautiful. And y'all know Obama be throwing some shade. He said, yes, how when George and Laura passed it over and just talked to us, and we may not have agreed on our policies, but how he passed that over to us, and then how Laura had tea and spent time with Michelle, and then their friendship. Now, Barack better watch George with Michelle. He likes him some Michelle. I was watching him. When she came out that door, he was like... I said, George, you better get on over there with Laura. She taken. But see, I love their relationship, their friendship. But Bush be looking at some Michelle. He be like, here she come. Oh yeah. And they have a good time together. So it's good to see their love for one another. But yeah, Obama threw some shade yesterday. Only the way he could. Now, we also had Penske. I gained more respect for former Vice President Mike Pence and his wife yesterday. I did. Now, y'all know I'm a softie. So when he was standing there looking like he was all alone, I was like, if somebody don't go over there and shake his hand and speak to him. Now, he manned up and he came. He served. So y'all, I need y'all to go over there and say something to him now. I'm going to need y'all to do that. And I was a little disappointed. That Obama wasn't the first one to do it, because he's just that kind of person. But I don't know what they said in the background. I have no idea. But in public, out front, and so then I saw former President Bill Clinton go up to him, and I said thank you, because I was like, now y'all, he that took a lot. He had to swallow a whole lot to show up. I really believe that. So I pray for them. You know, they came to execute that man on January the 6th. So I pray for him, his wife, his family was in the chambers that day as well. So we still want to show them love and respect to them and keep praying for them also. All right, y'all, I have a short trivia. No prizes today, just a short trivia. I'm going to pause and give you time to answer this. I'm going to pause and give you time to answer this. Now, this is all about presidential elections, so just no Googling. Y'all, here's the rules. No Googling. No Googling. I'm going to know if you Google. All right, so here's the first question. Now, this is what you have to do. You have to identify the presidents who said the following famous lines in their inaugural address. So here's the first one. Here's the quote. We have called by different names brethren of the same principle. We are all Republicans. We are all Federalists. Who is that? Who is that? Come on, y'all. We got to have some fun. I'm going to give y'all some more news in a minute, but I got to break it up today. We got to have some fun. Here it is again. Here's the quote. Who was the president that said this in their inaugural address? We have called by different names brethren of the same principles. We are all Republicans. We are all Federalists. Nope, it wasn't Lincoln. Thank you, Nawana, for saying no Googling. No Googling, people. No Googling. I'll read it one more time. Nope, it was not Abe Lincoln. We have called by different names, brethren of the same principle. We are all Republicans. We are all Federalists. Nawana, Carter was not a Republican. Y'all are cracking me up. Y'all, the answer is Thomas Jefferson. The answer is Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson. All right, here's the second quote. Good morning, Cassandra. Here's the second quote. Today we can declare government is not the problem and government is not the solution. We, the American people, we are the solution. All right, this is question number two. Here's question number two, y'all. The quote, or the second quote, who's the president that said this in their inaugural address? Today we can declare government is not the problem and government is not the solution. We, the American people, we are the solution. Who is that? No, it was not Kennedy. No, it was not Kennedy. It was not Bill Clinton, John. No, it was not Bill Clinton. You're right, Pamela Carlos. It's Ronald Reagan. Now, don't y'all be Googling. Y'all got to stop this Googling. All right, y'all. Here's quote number 3. No, it's not Obama, Dana. Here's quote number 3. Y'all ready? Which presidents used this famous line in their inaugural address? Y'all ready for 3? This is quote number 3. Starting today, we must pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and begin again the work of remaking America. Deborah, you silly. Here's the third quote. Who said this famous line in their inaugural speech? Starting today, we must pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and begin again the work of remaking America. Who was that? No, it wasn't Biden. You're right, Pam Carlos. I think you're Googling. It's Obama. Pam, you can't answer no more. I think you Googling. Kim Kills, you are right. It is Obama. All right, y'all. Here's quote number 4. Then I have one more after this. Nope, I have 2 more after this. Quote number 4. Which y'all are cracking me up. Which president gave this famous line in their inaugural speech? Here's quote number 4. Old truths have been relearned. Untruths have been unlearned. We have always known that heedless self-interest was bad morals. We know now that it is bad economics. This is quote number 4. Old truths has been relearned. Untruths have been unlearned. We have always known that heedless self-interest was bad morals. We know now that it is bad economics. Nope, it's not Lincoln. Nope, it's not Bush. Nope, it's not Nixon. I'll read it one more time. Nope, it's not Clinton. Old truths have been relearned. Untruths have been unlearned. We have always known that heedless self-interest was bad morals. We know now that it is bad economics. Nope, it's not Carter. Nope, 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 nope. The fourth quote is FDR. You got it, Kenya. FDR. You got it. You got it. You got it. Whoever else said FDR, you got it. All right, this is quote number 5. This is quote number 5. Then we have one more. This is quote number 5. Again, which president gave this famous line in their inaugural speech? Here's quote number 5. And put 5 next to your answer so I know you're answering 5. All right, here it is. With malice toward none, with clarity for all, with firmness in the right, as God gives us to see the right, let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds. I'll read it again. This is quote number 5. Please put 5. Please put the number 5 next to your answer. With malice towards none, with clarity for all, with firmness in the right, as God gives us to see the right, let us strive to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds. Yes, I see it. Y'all coming in here. That's Abe Lincoln. That's Abraham Lincoln. That's Abraham Lincoln. Go on, y'all. Go on, y'all. Who said Martin Luther King? Mike Nicholson. Stop. Isn't it good to have fun, y'all? We family. It's good to have fun. No, John Gore. That's not Carter. That was Abraham Lincoln. All right, the final one. And then put number 6 next to your answer. Put number 6 next to your answer. I just love y'all. All right, here's the quote. Remember, it's the famous quote of an inaugural address. Here's the quote. Stop the shouting and lower the temperature. Who said that? Stop the shouting and lower the temperature. Who said that? Stop the shouting and lower the temperature. Who said that? Which president said that? Which president said that? Stop the shouting and lower the temperature. I needed to laugh too, Deb. All right, I see it coming in. It's Biden. John Swan was first. It's Biden. I said it earlier. And when I was giving a recap of his speech. So if y'all were listening to me, y'all knew who that was. So the last one is Biden. All right, y'all. In other news, that was just fun. I wanted to have a trivia. That was just fun. Number 6, Gail Dudley. I just love y'all. I love y'all. It's good to have fun. I love y'all. All right, y'all. This sister's bad. This sister's off the chain. Janet Yellen says, time out for acting small. She used in a quote, let's act big. That's Janet Yellen. Yes, she did. Y'all know she's coming up for Treasury. She's going to deal with the whole financial piece of everything that's going on if they confirm her. But listen, she said when it comes to stimulus, y'all, she says she will forcefully defend Biden's proposed $1.9 trillion aid bill. She argued during her confirmation that failure to support workers and businesses risk a longer, more painful recession now and longer-term scurrying of the economy. She said, we're not playing small. She said that like 4 times. She goes, I didn't come to play small. I'm here to act big. Yeah, she ain't playing either. She's serious. She said when it comes to climate action, she said she will establish a Treasury team to examine climate change's threat to financial system. She said she's going to look at the climate with the threat to the financial system. That's what she said during her confirmation. When it came to corporate taxes, she says she wants to raise the corporate rate to 28%. And then she said, I'm not going to hide any numbers. She went like this. Yeah. She took her glasses off and said, yeah, 28%. Because, they were asking her questions. She pulled them glasses down and went, yeah, 28%. She said it so calm. Like, yeah, that's what we're doing. What we got to do. She said that. And then she called for coordination with the OECD, which is a group of wealthy nations. Yeah, they got a group. The wealthy nation. When you become a part of the wealthy nation, you are a part of the group. Let me know when you get there because I might need to borrow a couple dollars. Anyway, she says to set the minimum corporate rate to stop the destruction of the global race to the bottom. She wants to stop the destruction to the global race to the bottom. Then she says she is willing to consider reissuing a 50-year treasury bond. And then she dismissed weakening the U.S. dollar. She said, we're not going to do that. And she said, she pulled them glasses down again. She said, no, that's not my plan. And then she put her glasses back up. When she was dealing with them, it was just beautiful. I was like, go on, girl. She's the bomb. She's the bomb. Excuse me. She says, and they're thinking that they'll confirm her and that'll be hopefully done today or tomorrow. All right, y'all, the coronavirus numbers, these numbers, woo. Remember, I go to the World Health Organization for those who are just tuning in now that we have re-signed that. Hopefully in a few days, our numbers will match. Y'all, confirmed cases, 24 million. We're almost at 25 million, y'all. 24,998,975. In the U.S., 24,998,975. Our deaths, 415,894. Deaths, 415,894. Recovered, we are at 14,968,716. Recovered 14,968,716. And I can count my daughter as a part of this recovery. I can count, I believe, about 7 or 8 of you who are watching this regular part of News in Motion. I know you had the coronavirus, and you are now a part of that recovery as well. So let's continue to celebrate recovery of those who are recovering. Y'all, with Netflix, I'm purposely giving y'all financial stuff so that we can see what we can do as a community to tap into some of this. Y'all, Netflix passed 200 million global subscribers last quarter and said it doesn't need external financing to fund its operation. What? How did you level off that you don't need anybody to give you a dime? Y'all, that's some serious wealth. And we paying into that, y'all. Netflix passes 200 million global subscribers last quarter and said it doesn't need external financing to fund its operations. What? Y'all, its stock shot up to 13%. 13%. Its stock shot up. Now, let me say this to y'all. If you are watching Netflix, I'll say it again. If you are watching Netflix, buy their stock. See, y'all, we need to start, it's a mindset thing. We need to start thinking differently. If you are watching Netflix, everybody on here watching Netflix, we should all have some stock in Netflix. All of us. Because when they get a 13% increase, we get a 13% increase. Y'all, we need to start thinking differently. We must begin to invest in ourselves and invest into those things that we are buying. And we need to stop buying things that are not for us and that we're not going to invest in. Whatever you buy, look around your house. What do you see something regularly? Start buying stock. I was telling you, I think it was earlier this week, about art, the investment in art. See, we don't think that way. We need to start investing in art and then get the appraisal when you invest there. I'll say it again. That's Lori Williams Wallace, y'all. That piece right there, that girl in the orange, that's Lori Williams Wallace. Invest in art, get the appraisal, and watch it increase in value. We need to start thinking differently, people. We need to start thinking differently. So if you are watching Netflix, if you are watching it, buy some stock. If you are watching Hulu, buy some stock. If you are watching Disney Plus or Discovery Plus, buy some stock. I'm serious, y'all. Why are we buying? Amazon, all of you who buy from Amazon, do you have stock in Amazon? If you don't, stop buying in Amazon. Whatever grocery store you frequent, buy some stock, y'all. See, invest. Y'all invest in startups. So, several of you invested in News in Motion during the Christmas time. News in Motion. Be a part of it. Be a part of it. And you can still do that. You can invest with $1. You can invest $5. You got more, you can invest more, whatever you want to do. We talked about black farmers a few weeks ago. Invest in farming. Invest in black farmers. Invest in your local farmers, regardless of their race or nationality. Y'all, we got to learn how to invest. We need to think differently. We need to think differently. If you find yourself always buying the same model car, there's no sense of you to keep buying it if you're not investing in that car dealership. And y'all need to stop thinking that you need to have thousands upon thousands of dollars to invest in something. Find out the lowest you can invest and invest in that, y'all. Y'all, it's time for us to, and it's in the Bible, it's in there, about leaving a legacy. Y'all, what legacy are you leaving? Are you or are you only leaving bills to your children or to your children's children? I ain't mean to go there, but it was here, so I went ahead and said that. So we need to start looking at that differently. All right, y'all. For the win today. For the win. If you use Cash App, use the boost feature and get stocks. Cash App is one. There's some other ones. There's some black investors too, investor companies. So we need to talk more about that. But thanks for putting that on there, Mary. Thank you. For the win. Y'all know where I'm going. Amanda Gorman. Boom. For the win. Amanda Gorman. Boom. 22 years old. Let me read this. AP is reporting that she is a native and resident of Los Angeles and the country's first national youth poet. Gorman told the AP last week that she planned to combine the message of hope for President Joseph Biden's inaugural without ignoring the evidence of discord and division. And I think she did that very well. Boom. I think she did that very well. The name of her piece yesterday was called The Hill We Climb. The Hill We Climb. Now, I saw this part. I wrote this down. This part I wrote down. When she said, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? Boom. And then I love this piece too, y'all. Even as we grieved, we grew. And I believe that to be true. Y'all, we had 4 years of grief. But I believe we all grew. I believe we grew leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds. Going back to the AP, she had completed a little more than half of the hill we climbed before January 6th and the siege of the U.S. Capitol by supporters of that person who just left the building. Here's a quote. She said, that day gave me a second wave of energy to finish the poem. And boy, did it give her energy. Gorman told the Associated Press. When I say AP, y'all, that's the Associated Press. She said that she would not mention January 6th specifically, but her reference was unmistakable. Here's the quote that she gave AP. We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated. Boom! That girl was bad. That girl was bad. She was talking up in there yesterday. It was just every part of my body. I was on my feet by that point clapping. And then we had old dude. I don't remember his name. If y'all remember his name, post it. The pastor that came behind him, but came behind her with the benediction. Now she gets the win. But when he got up there, AME pastor, when he got up there, I said, he getting ready to preach a prayer. He getting ready to preach a prayer. And I'm sure he got lit from her. See, he got lit from her. She lit him. Yep, she lit him. And he started praying, preaching, whatever you call it. And then at the end, when he said, hallelujah, I was like, the benediction, hallelujah and amen. So my inspirational message is this. Pause and thank God. Pause and thank God. Thank God for his faithfulness. Thank God for who he is. Thank God for leading us. Thank God for opening doors for us. Thank God. Pause and thank God. When I think about the goodness of Jesus and all he's done for me. My soul cries out, hallelujah. Hallelujah, y'all. Hallelujah. Y'all, this has been a full week. It's been a filled week. We've had a great time. We've laughed. We've cried. The women wore our pearls. We wore our Converse. If you went out and bought Converse, we prayed, we fasted, we stayed the course, we continue to share, we continue to be a family. And I'm just so grateful for all of you. Now, don't throw anything at me. Don't send me no bad words or anything like that. But News in Motion will not be here tomorrow. It will not be here tomorrow. We are making some changes. So we'll be back on Monday, but we need tomorrow to make the changes that we're making. So we will miss you tomorrow, but we won't be here tomorrow. Don't be upset. We will miss you tomorrow, but we will be back, God willing, Monday morning at 7:25 a.m. Eastern. 7:25 a.m. Eastern, we will be back. So we'll miss you tomorrow, but it's just one day. Just take it as a long weekend. It's just one day. But since y'all love the numbers of the coronavirus, I'll post them on my wall sometime whenever I get up in the morning to do that. But we're going to make some changes, so we will not be here tomorrow. Don't be mad. We will not be here tomorrow. We will be back on Monday. Do something amazing this weekend. Whatever service you did on Monday, honoring Martin Luther King Jr., do some service this weekend. Do some service. Sow into somebody's life. Bless somebody. Make sure you're praying for somebody. You don't even have to let them know that you're praying for them. Pray. The prayers of the righteous availeth much. Demia, be safe on the road. We know you're headed to Atlanta. We're praying for you. We're praying for your daughter as she goes back to school for her senior year. We're celebrating her with you even now. For all of the young people who are tuning in, and I'm hearing there's a lot of young people tuning in, getting information. Thank you for trusting me, number one, with your children, to the parents, and to the young people. Thank you for believing in the work that I'm doing, that I can speak into your lives. All right, everybody, you make it a great day. Make it a great weekend. We will not be here tomorrow, but we will be back on Monday, God willing, at 7:25 a.m. Eastern. All right, everybody, I love you. Mwah. Be blessed. Peace out.